And today we'd like to talk to you about the board remuneration. Startups really these days understand the importance of the board and the board members that needs to be really aware about their duty and liabilities. Startups look for good board members, but one of the first questions that will come is, okay, great, I'd love to have a good board member, but how can I remunerate this board member? We tend to say that it is important to recognize the work and the liability and the duty of these board members, so therefore it is important to have a proper remuneration. When we do have early stage startup, it is not uncommon to see hybrid remuneration where a part will be paid in cash. And if we look about the statistics and the information we find about this remuneration in the US or in Europe, it tends to be between 5 to 10K cash plus a part of equity. Now, of course, for scale-ups and fast-moving company where we see well-funded company, it's not uncommon to see board member paid only in cash. The question about the equity is always important to us because the question is about as well the independency of the board member. As soon as you start having equity, are you still independent? That's always an interesting question to ask. But beyond all these how and how much comes other questions that are very important for the board because it's about the payments of social security and tax on this remuneration. So we remember that it's an important duty of the board to make sure that all these tax and social security issues are under control. And as soon as we do go for a remuneration of the board, we have as well to make sure that this remuneration is compliant with the regime of the social security and the tax. And interestingly enough, when you start digging inside this subject, it can be quite complex. And because the question may come, do we pay directly the board members or do we pay them through their companies? And it's a different question, of course, and different subjects and manners that will apply. So this is why we developed this live workshop with two super top specialists. In one side, social security, on the other side, tax matters, to make sure that if you're sitting on a board of a startup or a scale-up or even an SME and you want to make sure that you comply with the Swiss law and all the payments are made according to the book, why don't you join us and enjoy this next session? It's a very fascinating but complex topic, so we're looking forward to see you there together and discuss this together.